let's take a bat and a bird. They're both similar size, they both fly, but they are actually not part of the same species. Bats are mammals, birds are not, for various reasons, but on certain dimensions, being able to fly, being a certain size, there are commonalities between bats and birds. But in classifying, in having rigorous classification systems, we wouldn't put them under the same classification system. If you take the so-called woke left and the woke right, one of the reasons there are commonalities, they may be identitarian, authoritarian, they can maybe conspiratorial, but I think the difference is that the woke left would say if you don't hold the right beliefs, you are a bad person. The woke right would say if you don't hold the right beliefs, like the election was stolen or something like that, then you are a bad Republican or a bad conservative. And that's a difference, a bad person versus a bad member of the tribe. The first statement is moralistic, which would say you violated morality, you're an awful person, you must be cast out of society, we shouldn't befriend you, nobody should associate with you, you should be debanked, you should be censored, you should be punished. It carries a much broader and wider social connotation. You more or less should be ostracized from society. Whereas if you were to say you're a bad, you're a bad Chicago Cubs fan because you aren't taking the line that, the league is prejudiced against the Cubs or whatever. Yeah, okay, you're being a bad member of the tribe, but that's only a compartment within the wider society. So you're being a bad Republican means, you don't believe in Stop the Steal, fine, but that's only one compartment. You can still leave the tribe, go off into society, not be seen as a bad person. So I think the key difference there is that the woke left is moralistic in terms of, so it has this universal religious philosophical belief system. The woke right is tribal, and I don't see that as severe a problem as casting someone out of society as a whole. And so that's kind of my main reason, is I think there's a family resemblance on certain dimensions, but it's not exactly the same thing. And I think the term woke should be reserved for that more moralistic sensibility. It doesn't mean that in theory you couldn't have a woke right.